Hello and welcome to the patch notes for today, the 30th of July 2024 for patch 705, also known as the Savage Unlock patch, as well as the new treasure map dungeon known as Senate Jaja Gural, which also has its own rewards. We'll be looking at the new stuff added in just a second, but there's also some other news. We also have the unlock of the world visit and data center travel system based on how things were locked down for the launch of the actual expansion. Things have expanded once again. So if you're a static that raids on multiple data centers, then like we do, then you'll be happy to know you no longer have to go and visit Shadow, for example, if you're EU, and vice versa. You can actually raid with your friends again if you need to from other data centers. So there you go, there's that update. There's also a promotional update for the special site for Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail that also shows the voice acting credits, screenshots of the new treasure map dungeon, as well as the gear unlocked through Allegan Tomestones of Heliometry, the new Tome Gear as well. With that being said, let's get straight to the content. So, of course, we've got the arrival coordinates when teleporting and returning to Solution 9 have been adjusted. This is in lieu of people like myself complaining about when you teleport to Solution 9 and essentially you're so far away from the aetheryte you have to run forward to click it. It always says this target is too far away from you. It's very annoying. Every other aetheryte in the game pretty much doesn't do this. It's been fixed. That's awesome. Leaves or leves, depending on how you want to pronounce that. The name of the client for the Tulialal leave shielding my students has been changed. I'm not sure what that's about. I didn't do any leaves. Obviously, we've got a new treasure hunt map dungeon called Senate Jaja Gural. Basically, it's a multiple series, multiple door treasure map dungeon, if you remember those. There are new housing items. We've got furnishings from the Final Fantasy XIV Furnishing Design Contest from both 2019 as well as 2022 added to the game. I'm not sure this is a full list of all of the items added, but as you can see, we have whatever that indoor item is there. And we've also got this outdoors item as well, which looks cool, kind of like Fey-like, maybe Don't Meg sort of style. We've also got some basic furnishings added as well. I say basic, but some of these are kind of cool. We've got some new phasmascapes by the looks of it. This looks like Girabania and Hingashi type stuff. We've also got this like plant thing inside this tree planter with seating. This appears to be... Is that what I think it is without talking about it from a storyline? And some other bits. We've also got this very glowy plant for the outdoors spaces. New orchestra and rolls most likely for the treasure map stuff and probably treasure map, the Savage raid. Probably the orchestra and rolls from that. So battle system changes then. This is the main thing that most people are going to be interested in. So Paladin. Again, all of these things are mostly going to be potency changes. We're not going to go through every single one of them. But as you can see, we've got potency changes for Royal Authority, Holy Spirit, Atonement, Supplication, Sepulture, Confitia, Blade of Faith, Truth, and Valor. And the Paladin ones are pretty much all buffs. They're all potency increases, as you can see, and combo potency increases by not insignificant amounts as well, if you look at some of these numbers. So Paladin, potency buffs to pretty much everything that I've listed. Dark Knight, pretty much the same. We got Hard Slash, Siphon Strike, Soul Eater, Shadow Strike, Carve and Split, and Dice Steam, all buffed with potency. As you can see, it is all potency buffs. Apart from Shadow Strike, it says the time between action activation and character movement has also been reduced. So that's one of the only changes there that isn't potency. So that's good. So Dark Knight been buffed. Gunbreaker, Trajectory, the time between action activation and character movement has been reduced as well. No other changes for Gunbreaker, by the looks of it on this list. No potency changes. Monk is next. We have True Strike, Snap Punch, and Twin Snakes being affected. All of those are potency increases. Again, 800 to 900 on Snap Punch, things like that. About 100 here or there. Yeah, exactly 100 potency on all three of those abilities. Dragoon got itself a bit of a buff as well. Winged Glide, Stardiver, and Starcross. For Winged Glide, it says the time between action activation and character movement has been reduced as well. These are all really good, by the way. That's really good for playing the game. Less sort of artificial latency, feels a bit smoother. Massive potency changes then to Starcross from 700 to 900. A little less for Stardiver from 620 to 720. We got Ninja has been buffed as well. Gust Slash, Forked Raiju, Fleeting Raiju, Zesho Meppo, and Tenri Jindo have all been buffed as well, quite considerably. All potency changes. This is what you expected. For Samurai, I believe these are quite a lot of nerfs. Jinpu, Shifu, Gecko, and Kasha and Yukikaze have all had their potencies reduced. So, I don't know. Samurai was spiking pretty heavy in the burst, at least what I could see. So we've got potency on Jinpu reduced from 160 to 140. It's not massive nerfs. Like a 20 potency reduction on combos. And then we've got Meikyo Shisui that says the additional effect of Grant's Tsubame Geishi has been removed. Then we've got slightly bigger nerfs to midair from 700 to 640. Senai, Isatu Senai, 860 to 800. So yeah, it gets worse probably. The potency changes weren't that bad, and now they're huge. Enhanced Liajutsu, I can't say any of this. It says the effect also grants Tsubame Geishi ready after executing Iajutsu, excluding Hingenbana, has been added with a duration of 30 seconds. Interesting. We've also got some level reductions. Tsubame Geishi now available at 74, previously 76. Same for Keishi Goken and Setsugeka, all down to 74, but their potency has been reduced to 640 on Setsugeka from 700. Enhanced Meikyo Shisui, the effect of Grant Tsubame Geishi Ready has been removed. Tengetsu, the foresight effect of restoring health when the effect expires has been changed to gradually restores HP and reduces damage taken by 10%. Cure potency has been reduced from 500 to 200. Oh boy. Effect duration has been increased, however, from 8 to 9 seconds. That is a huge cure potency reduction. Oh my goodness. That was a really good cooldown. Now it's kind of meh. And then we've got potency reductions again on Gyofu, Zanshin, Tendogoken, Tendo Keishi Goken. Basically, Samurai got hit pretty hard, honestly. That's a lot of potency changes. I suppose the best thing is the level reductions on some of the V abilities. We've got Reaper, Soul Slice potency. Upon learning the trait Melee Mastery 3 has been increased from 460 to 520, and Perfectio potency has been increased from 1200 to 1300. That's the only Reaper changes. Now we have Viper, which honestly I advise you to look at yourself. However, let's have a look at this. So they've adjusted quite a bit. Most of it has been potency increases, though. As you can see, we've got Hunter's Sting been potency increased. We've got potency increases on Dreadfangs, Swiftskin's Sting, rather, 260 to 300. Still more. Flanking Strike has been increased across the board. Basically everything. If you look at every single thing on here, even the effect duration of Grimskin's Venom has been increased to from 40 to 60 seconds. Same for Bloodied Maw. Death Rattle potency increase. Yeah, just, it goes on and on. Look at all of those potency changes. So yeah, Viper got a huge buff. So if Viper wasn't already poking above, it will be now. It definitely will be now. And Samurais, they will be a lot lower than where they were. Machinists then. Full Metal Field, potency increased from 700 to 900. That's the only change for Machinist. Dancer, Fan Dance 4, Potency's increased from 300 to 420 upon learning the trait Dynamic Dancer. That's the only Dancer change. Black Mage, Thunder's potency was reduced. The damage over time has been increased, however, from 40 to 45 on the potency. Umbral Soul, it says the additional effect of halts the expiration of Umbral Ice has been added. Now grants Umbral Ice 3 Umbral Hearts, and restores 10,000 MP when used outside of combat. So that's that change. Thunder 3 potency has been reduced from 160 to 120. But that's got its, obviously, over time potency increased from 45 to 50. Flare, reduced damage for all remaining enemies has been changed from 40% to 30%. Oh my goodness. Blizzard 4 potency has been increased, however, from 310 to 320. Fire 4, 320. Despair 350 from 340. So 3 increases there. High Thunder potency has been reduced from 200 to 150. And it seems like they're just affecting every dot, basically uptime, and making it last longer but do less damage over that time. Yeah, so we've also got Enhanced Enochian 3. The magic damage increase has been changed from 23% to 25%. That's a couple of percent. That's good. Paradox potency has been increased from 500 to 520. And the additional effect of granting Astral Fire and Fire Starter now require players to be under the effect of Astral Fire. The Umbral Ice bonus requires no MP to cast, and grants Umbral Ice has been added with a duration of 15 seconds. We also have Aspect Mastery 5. The Paradox marker can now also be made active after reaching Astral Fire 3, then swapping to the opposite element. And Enhanced Enochian 4 up to 33% magic damage increase from 30. So yeah, overall, not too bad. The Thunder effects, though, the new Umbral Soul changes. Let me know what you think. Summoner, we've got Necrotize, potency increase, Umbral Impulse increase, and Sunflare increase in potency by a not insignificant amount either. Sunflare to 700 from 600, whereas Umbral Impulse is 620 from 600. So, you know, Sunflare gets the biggest buff there. Red Mage, we've had potency increases on Contrasixt. Manification, it says effect duration of magic swordplay has been increased from 15 to 30 seconds. That's good. Enhanced Reprise, potency increased to 420. The Thunder 3, potency increased to 440. And Verero 3 to 440. So, yes. You will also notice the lack of Pictomancer mentioned here. So apparently Pictomancer is exactly where they want it to be. White Mage. Deer's potency has been increased from 70 to 75, and the damage over time potency has been increased from 70 to 75 as well. That's the only White Mage change. And Astro, play 1, play 2, and play 3. The shared recast time has been removed. Oh boy, that's an interesting one. And that's pretty much all of the job changes that they've done prior to Savage coming out. So obviously, apart from the massive Viper buffs, which pretty much are all potency based, a little bit of a drop for Black Mage in its Thunder side, but a few little buffs in terms of other things. Doesn't make up for the fact that everything else is getting buffed even more, right? We've got potency increases for your Reaper. Samurai gets, I think, the sticky end of all of this, personally. Yeah. It's interesting to me, isn't it? If anybody will be playing Black Mage or Samurai this tier, let me know and what you think about these changes. So next up, we've got job changes in terms of their job gauge. So Viper's Viper Sight will now indicate when the effects of Honed Steel and Honed Reavers are active. And Black Mage's Elemental Gauge will now indicate when the expiration of Umbral Ice is halted by Umbral Soul. So those are the visual changes. Then, of course, Savage is coming out with its usual limitations. We've got item level requirements of 700 for M1. We've got M2 being 705, and then 710 for both 3 and 4. We have, obviously, a new quest to unlock this, which is called... after we've done the final part of the normal mode, which is the Neoteric Witch, you speak to that NPC that we were introduced to in the storyline, Gabbro, in Solution 9 X22.3, Y17.1, as a level 100 Disciple of Magic and War. Pretty much the same stuff, really. You've got your solvents and accessories and things, all that sort of stuff. And of course, we've got the new Elegant Tomestones as well, which includes the heliometry, which has its new gear as well, which you can purchase in Solution 9. There's new elite marks added to the game as well, so more stuff to get some more currency. And then we've also got the heliometry numbers added to the roulettes as well. So if you wanted to do your roulettes, maybe you've got everything to 100 now, you'll be able to get all of the tomes instead, which is what I'm going to be doing. And of course, there's the Stone Sky Sea stuff. Now we've got Savage testing for each one of those wings as well, which is really good. So this is what the heliometry items look like. So this is the Tome Gear, not to be confused with the Raid Gear. Yeah, we've got a better picture of this on the actual special site. I'll just put it on screen. But yeah, it's basically the stuff that the guards are using in Tulialal. I'm not mad at this. I actually think the guards have some of the best looking gear at the moment, especially the warrior there, looking amazing. Very cool. They'll add new recipes and information to this website when, obviously, they get up to it. They're currently working on the patch and releasing it, so give it a few days. New master recipes have been added, of course, so new crafted stuff. The sound effect of the crafter action Trained Perfection has been changed. Okay. The item name Integral Magitech Paintbrush has been changed to Conjurite Magitech Paintbrush. Interesting. Why would they change? I was supposed to match all of the others because it's Chondrite, isn't it? Or Chondrite, or however you want to pronounce that. Interesting. Change certain items required for the crafter recipe Skyrim Bardom have been changed. Interesting. So they dropped the soft silver ingot for spodumene. I wonder why they made that change specifically for the barding. Also, this is your new Savage mount. So that's what you get if you clear all of your Savage. You know, the world first teams will be rocking this. It'll be cool to see. It looks like, you know, one of those, what did they call them? Not a uni wheel. It just reminds me of the South Park thing, which is in part thanks to my friend who sent me a picture of it this morning when he saw this image. I don't know if I want that mount now. Gotta clear it first. Right, system changes. New achievements and titles have been added. The restrictions placed on data center travel, world visit have been relieved, so we can raid with people instead of having to go to Shadow, for example, in my situation. After launching the game client, certain effects and background elements will now load faster when displaying for the first time. This is for Mac only. Don't know what that's about. Mac was slow? I don't know. Does anyone play on a Mac? I'm tempted to buy a Mac. No, I'm not actually. It's like 15 grand. I was going to say just to test it, but no, that's a terrible idea. The text of title menu selections unavailable when connecting to a data center now appears darker. Okay. New trophies and achievements have been added for PS5 and Xbox, and new music and sound effects have been added as well, as we would imagine. Can't wait to hear the bangers that Masayoshi Soken and the team have put together for the Savage stuff. And then we've got resolved issues, of which you would imagine is quite a few. But we'll go through these. Why not? We've got a bit of time, haven't we, until the servers come up. It says the following has been addressed. There was an issue when undertaking the main quest in his garden, wherein graphics for female Hrothgar characters did not display correctly during a specific cutscene. There was an issue with the duty roulette, wherein the bonus to experience points granted for undertaking level 90 trials was incorrect. I wonder if that's related to the Aglaia earring. I'm not sure, because that was just from, I call it the Aglaia earring, you know, the Azema earring, because I did so much Aglaia with it. An issue in the level 100 trial added in 7.0, wherein players were incapacitated when executing virtual shift under certain conditions. Okay. An issue wherein the striking dummy in Stone Sky Sea had incorrect HP values when undertaken as a Viper or Pictomancer. Oh, I've been doing some testing on that. Are you telling me that oh. Oh, okay. I guess that's been fixed, hopefully. An issue in the trial Alexander, Soul of a Creator, wherein the sound for temporal status did not play correctly. I haven't done it since 7.0 came out. That's interesting. There was an issue wherein other players appeared invisible after exiting a deep dungeon under certain conditions. I think the world would be a better place, actually. I wish that bug was still there. I'd use it every day. An issue when playing as Gunbreaker wherein players were able to execute Fated Brand despite not having acquired continuation. Oh, that's a weird one. An issue was wherein the description for the Samurai PvE action Tengetsu failed to note the damage reduction afforded by Tengetsu. Oh, so tooltip issue. It's just a text issue, they say. There was an issue when playing as Summoner wherein the PvE action Lux Solaris erroneously cancelled combos. Okay. There was an issue playing as Pictomancer where switching the palette gauge to simple mode caused the icon and numerical display to appear excessively close. I haven't seen that, actually. I still use the proper big gauge, though, honestly. I'm not sure if I've messed around with a simple mode yet. An issue playing as White Mage wherein the status of Divine Caress would be replaced with Divine Aura when changing jobs and under other conditions, okay? There was an issue with the Scholar, PvE action recitation, wherein reference to Consultation was missing from the status description. That was a text issue. Sage had another text-only issue with Eucrasia and Diacrasia, which erroneously stated the cure potency of Cardian before acquiring enhanced healing magic. Okay. There was an issue executing specific PvE actions targeting multiple enemies wherein statuses and resource changes were not applied under certain conditions. Interesting. Very interesting changes. Huh. An issue wherein the value of a block strength and block rate attributes of shields with an equipment level of 91 and above were incorrect. Okay. An issue wherein housing lighting settings were not functioning correctly. Yay! We're getting our lighting back. Nice. An issue wherein shadows and lighting inside housing were not functioning correctly. That's been changed then. An issue wherein dyes were not applied to the correct portions of the Horos bottoms? Who are the Horos bottoms? I don't know what those are. An issue wherein dyes were not applied correctly to portions of the Mandavilis Gunblade and the Mandavilis Gunblade replica. Didn't even know. An issue wearing the Vanguard Helm of Fending or Vanguard Helm of Maiming while playing as a female Miqo'te wherein the ears were not displayed correctly. Oh, nice. Well, at least we have ears, you know. An issue when wearing the Pictomancer's turban when playing as a Miqo'te wherein equipped earrings were displayed despite the ears being hidden by the headgear. What? I didn't notice that. That's interesting. Oh, I kind of want to go back in time and see that. That's hilarious. There was an issue wherein the graphics for certain gear was displaying incorrectly. This happens with every expansion. An issue wherein the graphics of housing exteriors, the microscopically small mogwalls, the mogwalls did not display correctly for any size. There was issue wherein dyes not applied to the correct portions of the bomb cauldron, to the twin top table. Oh, so the dyes aren't being applied properly to that twin top table that I did a video on. Oh, it's bugged. Okay. Oh, might have to redo that. An issue wherein the graphics for the furnishing Glade fringed rug did not display correctly. Portable pool did not display correctly. Lakeland flower garden. Yeah. An issue wherein an incongruous shadow was displayed for a specific hairstyle. Okay, so instead of a hairstyle, you get a shadow? That's weird, actually. I don't know, shadow hair? That'd be cool. An issue wherein the graphics for a portion of certain hairstyles did not display correctly. Again, graphics changes, lots of changes to characters, not surprised. An issue wherein the effect of the item's superior spirit bond potion had been reduced beyond the level set of a release of 6.58. Okay, don't know what that's about. There was an issue wherein the amount of purple crafter scripts required to exchange for certain Sky Steel tool materials was also incorrect. There was an issue with a fishing log wherein unexplored sections of the map would be erroneously displayed. Oh, wow. So it was kind of like spoiler warning you of places you've not fished. That's kind of annoying, actually. It's like, wait, I'm sure I haven't fished over there. And then you realize that it's a bug and you're like, no, I wanted to find the fish on my own. An issue wherein mount animations would not display correctly when turning during flight. Yeah, there was a few that bugged out, wasn't there? With a new tilt stuff. But for the most part, it's been awesome. An issue wherein background graphics in the goblet did not display correctly. Graphics for the waterway and mist did not display correctly. Graphics for the NPC Kajilja did not display correctly. I'm trying to remember who Kajilja is. I can't remember. An issue wherein the fate progress indicator did not accurately reflect the player's current progress under certain conditions. That's annoying. There was also an issue with the fade-out timing was incorrect for an orchestrum roll added in 7.01 when playing it in a playlist. Yeah, I'm not going to mention which one it was either because they haven't, but it was annoying. An issue when adding a party or alliance member to the blacklist or mute list wherein sound notifications would play for the corresponding character. Yeah, this is a big one. If somebody was harassing you, you could add them to the mute list or blacklist, but they could spam sound effects at you and you could still hear them. So they could still harass you. This has finally been fixed. That's good. An issue wherein non-blacklisted characters would appear as unknown under certain conditions. That's going to happen, isn't it? An issue wherein characters waiting for approval of a friend request or characters with a friend request pending could be muted. That's weird. An issue wherein text commands shown at the bottom of the alarm editor window were incorrectly displayed. It was a UI issue on Windows. UI windows did not display correctly on Xbox Series X and S. Lots of other minor text issues and other various. So that's quite a lot of changes. Wow, the team must have had their work cut out for them, quite honestly, and I'm sure there's many they're not talking about. So there are currently known issues. There are currently a few known issues. And it would appear a lot of them seem to be related to either Savage or items. So there's an issue undertaking the healer role quest of Taste of a Toxin Paradise, wherein using a sooner on the NPC Laugh Weary Lalafell before the NPC Befuddled Bather prevents the subsequent cutscene from triggering, thereby preventing players from progressing through the quest. That's interesting. So you could assume the target before it told you to. Oh, that's weird. It says, in the event you encounter this issue, log out the game and log back in and ensure you use the sooner on the NPC Befuddled Bather before using it on the NPC Laugh Weary Lalafell. Wow, that's a big one. I'm currently doing the role quest for healer. I did the caster ones a while ago, but I'll be sure to keep that in mind. So there's an issue with AAC Light Heavyweight M1 and the Savage version. Under certain conditions, this is for Black Cat, by the way, the first boss, players do not immediately fall when the portion of floor beneath them was destroyed. This issue was discovered shortly before the release of this patch. We're currently examining whether a server-side solution is feasible and plan to implement a fix as quickly as possible. We apologize for any inconvenience caused and ask that players refrain from strategically exploiting the issue while we work to resolve it. Oh boy. So currently, as the servers come up, people will potentially be able to use this. Oh dear, that's... I don't know how much of a benefit that's going to cause though, honestly. But it depends how long it takes for them to fall, or do they permanently stay up? That sounds pretty bad. Hopefully they fix that as soon as possible. An issue wherein the Quetzali bracelets of casting erroneously appear as the Quetzali bracelets of healing. Due to this issue, 2 items are listed as augmented Quetzali bracelets of healing when speaking with Theon in Solution 9. Please note that the first of the 2 items are the augmented Quetzali bracelets of casting, and the required jobs are listed correctly when viewing their... Oh, so this is the new Tome stuff. It's called Quetzali. That's cool. That's why it looked feathery on the picture. So the casting one is actually listed as healing, but if you hover over it, it'll tell you which one is casting, which one is healing on the can be equipped by. So don't get the wrong bracelets if you're going for bracelets, I guess, this week. Interesting. And that's pretty much the patch notes. Aside from the potential issues with Savage mode and a potential exploit, I'm looking forward to seeing the world race. We're not going to be raiding until I believe it's Wednesday. We're doing 3 days for the first 2 weeks. So we're doing Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in my team. So I'm going to stream that as well because people have asked me to do some streaming of the high-end stuff, and I will absolutely do that 100%. So hope to see you there. But until then, I'm looking forward to watching the world first people get to it, and good luck to everybody. And also, I'm probably going to do some treasure maps on stream because there's lots of new rewards. Anyway, whatever you do this patch, unless you're a black mage or a samurai, have a good day. Bye-bye. Oh boy. Let me know what you think.